Yo guys, what's going on? This is Yoki Man here. Welcome back to another episode of this Project PSV stream update save here for season number 3. We've literally just finished it now live on Twitch TV at Yoki Man. Go chuck me a follow if you want to be involved in watching the stream save live. But this is where we do the update. It's time to get into it. It's time to look at what we did this season. Did we capitalize on what we'd achieved last season? Has the team improved? Are we going to move forward? We're going to get into all that good stuff. Also going through the squad, seeing where we're going to improve next year as well. Let's get into it. So guys, it's been another great season here for us at PSV, and we've had a very good time being the PSV manager, and a lot of this save has been hugely me trying to achieve any kind of success here with a 4-4-2. And don't get me wrong, I've definitely struggled. I've been playing 4-4-2, I just really struggle in my brain how I'm supposed to be getting a 4-4-2 to work. But let's first of all take a look at the wonderful kits that our man Dan has done. Look at these, absolutely beautiful kits. I love them, I really do. They've also got the fact that we won the league last season, the little champion's crest in the middle of the kit. Honestly, I love it, and I love an Adidas kit, so that's never going to be a problem. We also did get inducted this season into the Dutch Hall of Fame. Who'd have thought it? Yoki Man, Dutch Hall of Fame. I'm absolutely over the moon with that one as well. As you can see here, the 4-4-2 we have been playing. Let's take a cheeky look at the players that we brought in this season. So let's kick it off with the hunt to find a player that can replace Philip Max. He's getting on a little bit now, 29, but still an absolute superstar in this squad. I don't know if we'd have achieved half of what we have done without him being in the team. And this is the lad we brought in, David. His biggest issue of why he's not going to be replacing Philip Max is his crossing. Philip Max is actually a good crosser and he's got decent long throws. But David is decent. I'm not going to say his last name, can't say his last name. We're going to call him David. He's got good pace, good acceleration. He's a good player, decent passer. Not bad defensively, but he does lack in marking. So it does cause us a few problems when we're being broken on or when we're being defensively squeezed. He's not fantastic. He had an alright season. As you can see, he didn't play too much and is improving as the season goes on. Hopefully he continues to improve, but I'm pretty sure after using him now for a season that he is not the replacement that we wanted for Philip Max, and that's a shame. We didn't spend much on him though. He's already wanted, and I think we might actually make a bit of a profit on him in the long run. Now, I'm a firm believer in building the brand at the club, and I do like to make a lot of money off the shirt sales, so we signed Minamino, a player who I don't mind. He's actually a pretty decent player. He's had a very bang average season, albeit he's had a season here with us. He is now wanted, but we did spend a little bit on him. He's one of the bigger signings, 18.75. Unfortunately, hasn't fulfilled full potential. I'm hoping that next season that could be it. He does like to beat his man repeatedly, and as much as that looks like a great player trait with his dribbling, his acceleration, he hasn't beaten men repeatedly. He hasn't. He's lost the ball repeatedly down that right side again and again and again and again and again. So that trait actually is awful for him because he doesn't go past anyone. He doesn't. I don't think I've ever seen him go past someone, and that's probably the most infuriating part about Minamino. I think without that trait, he'd probably be a better player. I think that trait makes him worse, and as you can see, it wasn't the best season he's had here. It's the most football he's had in a long time as well, with his stint at Liverpool not being very fruitful, but his stint here has been the same. 4 goals and 4 assists isn't awful, so I still have a bit of hope that he can settle in. But that trait, man, that trait definitely ruins it for him because he holds onto the ball too long when you're trying to play a system where the ball needs to be moved quickly, and he also never, ever beats his man. We can't talk about the ins without talking about the outs, and at the start of the season we let Eric Gutierrez go for 12 million, just wasn't getting the game time. Peter Federico for 2.6 million, a youngster, again, wasn't going to play for us, wasn't good enough in my opinion. Luis Felipe went to Hamburg for 2.1, again, a player that's never played for us, was just in the system. And Wu Lee, I mean, I really like Wu Lee, but we'd brought in somebody else now that was going to sell shirts in Minamino for a price, and we made a profit. And a lot of this save is about us making profits and about us making smart, sensible transfers that help the club. Now, Wu Lee comes into the club for 1.5, actually has 2 very decent seasons for the team, there's no doubt about it, but then we sell him for 6.25, and I'm happy with the profit, I'm happy with the shirt sales, and Wu has now gone to Parma, where it doesn't feel like it worked out too much for Wu, but it worked out for me, so I don't care. Now, moving into the actual second stretch of the season, we'll go through the rest of the transfers real quick before we look at how we got on, and you can see, again, the idea is to make profit, but on recent seasons, it's nowhere near the profit that we used to make, you know. Again, it was a lot like the first season. We made a hell of a lot of profit in the second season. Sorry, this year we didn't make as much profit, but they were near misses. Denzel Dumfries nearly went for 45 million, and so did Abraham. He nearly left for 30 million. They snubbed those deals. They decided they didn't want to leave the club. They wanted to stay here with Yorkie, and I completely understand that. But the problem is, so we did sign replacements for them. I signed Sal Salcedo, who was going to replace Abraham, basically just for the season. He's a suitable player. He's not bad, and he would have just replaced him for the year. But unfortunately, Abraham didn't go, so Salcedo's still here, and Abraham didn't go. And then we signed Lucio, who, actually, in hindsight, is going to be a brilliant player, and we would have signed him regardless. He looks like the future of that wing-back position, and he needs to get a little bit better in the offensive stakes, but he's a very good right-back, and, you know, we didn't lose Denzel as well, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, and Lucio comes in to potentially be someone that can replace him in the long term, because there's no way we hold on to Denzel for another couple of seasons. I just don't see it happening. We also brought in Pion Sisto. Now, Pion Sisto actually came in and he was all right. He's very good attribute-wise. He's a decent player. Now, a situation arose halfway through the season, well, in January, where all 4 wingers were injured at the same time. Would you believe it, FM? All 4 at the same time. For a good length of time as well. Not a ton, but a good length of time. We needed another winger. I knew that. We needed another winger. Pion Sisto was very cheap in the grand scheme of things. We paid 4.9 million. Now, I think if he plays a little bit, we'll make a profit off him anyway. He'll be a little bit of a Wu Lee. And we needed him. We just outright, we needed him. Now, it wasn't ideal, the situation to be in, and it did cause us a few problems in terms of the season. But it is what it is. Now, in terms of flipping players and making money, let's talk about it. We did do just that. Malayuda came into the squad. Very good player. I'm happy with him. Just didn't fit in. We paid 4. We made 7. Well, we didn't make 7, but we sold him for 7. You saw Wu Lee's already. Tapia came in, I believe, for 2 million. Is it? Yeah, 2 million, and we sold him for 4 to Willem 2. And you've also got Karamoko, who I'm not sure what he actually came in for. He came in for 1 million, and we sold him for 2.2. So the idea of the profit is still going. As you can imagine, we'd have made tons more profit if some of those other bigger player transfers had gone over the line. It didn't happen, but I'm still happy to have them at the club, and we still made a profit this year. When we look at the finances, we're still sitting in a cushy position, and this is the budget for the new season, although I am about to absolutely ruin that budget. We're about to sign potentially our first luxury player in Timo Werner, and I just couldn't turn it down. It's 23.5 million. He's dropping his wage to 100k per week, and we want to kind of push a bit better in the Champions League this season. This guy kind of allows us to do that. So, yeah, Timo Werner might be joining us here at PSV. And, I mean, it seems crazy, but his career has been awful for him at Chelsea. And he could reinvent himself here. He's 27, about to reach his prime. He could be very good for us. Also, have to bring the attention to an absolute wonderkid signing that we're going to be bringing in as well. I've already spent the 24 million on his release clause because at 17, this Belgian youngster is just... Well, he's fantastic, isn't he? He is. He's just fantastic. Looking forward to having him in the squad. So we basically spent already what we would spend this season. So any more money that goes circulating is players being sold this year. And we do have a lot of players wanted. There are a lot of players wanted in the squad this season. So it'll be interesting to see if we can keep hold of all of them. There are, of course, my favourites that I just won't let go. But let's see how we got on this year. I'm not going to lie, at the end of this season, it does feel very mixed emotions. And we did have some situations this year that were very frustrating, especially with the way that we performed in certain competitions and the way that we performed sometimes with a 4-4-2. As I say, a huge part of this save is me learning how to play 4-4-2. 4-3-3 and 4-2-3-1 are formations I'm used to playing and styles I'm used to playing, or at least I can develop a good style with those formations, and they've been the norm for me on Football Manager now for several years. In fact, 4-4-2's never actually been a formation I've ever really used. Hearing people have success with it makes me want to have success with it, because I like to try different stuff, like the way we've decided to build this PSV side. So we've gone with it. It's mixed results so far over on the stream. It's mixed results, but it's been all right. We won the Dutch Super Cup at the start of the season. We got knocked out by Den Haag. After beating Ajax to get there, we got knocked out by Den Haag in the semi-final of the Dutch Cup. Very much infuriating. In the Champions League, it was an interesting story because, as you saw last year, we had quite an easy group. This year, we were not afforded the same situation. We got drawn in a group with Leipzig, Inter and Rangers. Rangers have improved massively. Inter have a very good squad, and so do Leipzig have a fantastic squad. So it really was for the first time where we matched up against these sides, especially Inter and Leipzig. I looked at them and I just thought they're well better than us. They just are. They were miles above in terms of personnel to us. And really, for the first time, I saw how maybe we wouldn't be able to compete in Europe for a few seasons as we wait for our youngsters to get to a stage where they're absolutely fantastic. Was going to take a bit of time, and that was a little bit frustrating for me. So we didn't do terribly. We did manage to beat Rangers 5-3. We drew with Rangers 3-3, which we should have won. We went 3-0 up, and we drew with Leipzig, but then we lost to Leipzig and Inter twice, which I suppose is expected. And unfortunately for us, Rangers pulled out a draw, I believe. Or was it a win? I think it was a win in the last game of the group, which actually gave Rangers the Europa League spot, which is really what I wanted to come out with from the Champions League. And we came away with nothing, which, I mean, it was very frustrating, but it just kind of showed me where we were at in terms of this squad. And I can't complain too much. We did manage to win the league, but only on 76 points. So I feel like our point total should be definitely better for the league. It wasn't a terrible league season for us. In the end, we actually won the league pretty comfortably if you look at it, but there's some problems in there. You know, Feyenoord are going to keep getting better with Butnik. Lissana Traore had a great year for Ajax. As you see there, though, Philip Max and Badiashile having the best average ratings of this year. They were both fantastic. Philip Max with 22 assists. No one even close to him in this league season. He was brilliant. 12 player of the matches for him as well. Our biggest issue this season has been clean sheets. As you can see, we don't have our goalkeeper in there, and also conceding from long shots. We only lost 4. We drew 7 again, so still drawing too many games for my liking, especially late on in the league season. But at the end of the day, we won the league. That's all that matters. And we won the Super Cup as well. So the club was successful again this year. We staved off Ajax and Feyenoord again this year. And there were some standout performers that obviously we should take a look at. We'll start with Badiashile. He is absolutely superb. He's ever getting better. And of course, he's wanted by a plethora of clubs. And some big ones in there. Real Madrid's, Barca's, Benfica's, Man United's. Now, we will be able to stave off the attack from the Leeds and the Crystal Palaces and the Newcastles. But if Man United, Barcelona or Real Madrid come in with huge money for this man, I don't know how we keep hold of him. In fact, I don't think we can keep hold of him. And we will lose him. And that is devastating because he is by far one of the best players at the club and in the squad. And we really wouldn't have done well this season without him. Defensively, we seemed poor at points this year. He even got himself 7 goals. So honestly, over the moon with him. Another player we can't live without, who is also wanted by Man United, so hopefully we'll stave that attack off, is Philip Max, as I mentioned. 25 assists all season. Honestly, the long throws help. He is a very good long thrower, but he just has been fantastic. He just is so good. Now, he's not very good defensively, but it's his ability going forward that makes him so good in this squad. And he has been a pleasure to use. He's been a pleasure to use in the team. He's been a pleasure to use in the system. He works so well with his work rates. It's just going to be really hard to replace him if we do lose him. But yeah, a superstar in the squad. I feel like it's unfair just saying Badiashile is so brilliant. He's the reason why we did so well. When Lewis Abraham, who cost absolutely tuppence, I don't know why I said tuppence, had a fantastic year as well. He was brilliant for us, so I cannot complain. That centre-back partnership is very good. Again, he's wanted. This is a problem for us. We might be able to stave off the attack. I can't lose both. I can lose one. I don't want to lose one, but I can't lose both, and that's going to be important. Denzel Dumfries will probably say that he had a bad season, and I would agree with him. It wasn't his best, 6.98 average rating, but he still had a decent year. Again, he's wanted. So the situation with our squad at the moment is a lot of them are wanted. It's going to be keeping hold of them that is going to be a problem. Let's talk about top goal scorers. Maximilian Romero, again, the man that you look at his attributes and you go, this guy is not very good. 13 pace as well. It's his off the ball. He gets in behind every goddamn time. 24 goals in 24 starts with 4 assists. he's been wonderful. He's been wonderful. He has been wanted in patches of the season. For once, he's not wanted now, and I'll be happy to keep him. I can't do this episode without talking about Peglo, or Peg Daddy, as we've started calling him on the stream. He's a beast. He's supposed to be a cam. He came into the club at 1 star. 1 star. He took fringe player. He's not even asked for a new contract since he took fringe player. He scored 19 goals this season. Got himself 10 assists as well. Unbelievable. I'm going to do a separate video on him. Keep your eyes peeled on that because he's a beast. And all round after that, Xerxes a little bit underwhelming. So will we keep him? I don't know because he's wanted and we could probably make big money off him. Damari Gray didn't have the same second season. Dealt with some injuries this year, but again was still fantastic after being a free transfer. So we do have the youngster Van der Vos as well. Has been re-nicknamed Van der Vos. Was Mike Cassels in previous years. Gone by. Who has done all right with 5 starts, 6 goals. I can't complain. He's played all right when we played him, so maybe some more game time this season coming forward. And I'd probably say the flop of the save so far is Palumbo. We spent big money on this guy, 13.5, and he's probably going to be the first player that we make a loss on. Unless he starts developing and doing something out of nowhere, he is fairly determined, so he could have like a late resurgence, then it's just not going to have worked for him, and it's not going to have worked for him here at PSV. And that's frustrating because it'll be the first one that we sign, really, that just didn't, turn up and come out and perform. Also, a mixed year here for Mads. He is wanted. The season coming up now is going to be pivotal for him. That broken left foot really hindered him. And now this next season coming up is going to be huge for him. Will he become a star? 4 goals this year. And again, though, he had knocks left, right and centre. Injuries could be ruining this young English talent, and it's frustrating me because I know when he's playing, when he's on form, when he's fully fit, he's a very good player. But there we go, boys. Another season in the books here with PSV. Another fantastic season. I've really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to seeing the progression now into Season 4. If you want to see that live, make sure to follow me on Twitch. If you don't want to see that live, then, fuck you. I will see you in the next episode of this one, which will be Season 4. If you're new around here, hit subscribe, smash the like button. I'm looking forward to getting deeper and deeper with this PSV squad. Take it easy. See you for Season 4.